not using your own beliefs to play God, essentially.
If you
That's what
remove
you're doing.
everybody
You're
like
playing
me
God.
from the NHS, there'll be no NHS left.
I'm not talking. You can have your own. You can have your own
Yes.
beliefs, but don't impose that on other people.
Okay, but
We
just
have
let's
to have
talk.
people with belief, and they have to be able to hold
I'm
that
not
belief.
saying that
Okay,
you
let me
can't
say
I'm
what
not
that
saying
belief
you
is
can't be a
in the
Christian.
NHS.
Let's talk
No,
about
I'm not saying that you can't be a
practicalities.
Christian. I'm talking about you imposing that and affecting people that are highly vulnerable and need your help.
Okay, they may.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's Clinton White. I'm back with another video, guys. So checking out this video from this morning. And this is a doctor who refuses to acknowledge gender choice challenged by trans woman. Okay. Without further ado, let's check it out. This is actually a major issue right now, you know, the kind of world we live in. Wokeness, trans, LGBT, this, that, whatever. Anyway, guys, let's check it out. ITV, okay.
Explain to us why you have these views, David, because you have a very deep religious belief.
Well, I do. I don't think there's any big deal here. Most of humanity throughout most of history have believed this, believed it on the basis of scientific evidence, believed it on the basis of how do we assign gender to people. When I use the word gender, I use it in the same as sex, assigned at birth. And yes, you mentioned my religious views. I'm a Bible-believing Christian. I believe that God made mankind male and female. And I believe that this is extremely important to us as a nation, as a generation, that we uphold this truth.
But Doctor, could I just say, this truth, whatever you deem to be the truth or whatever,
bro,
in today's world, this ain't going to change. Right? It's not going to change. You've lost a job over all of this. Why don't you? Let's start with the easiest option first. Why don't you just go, yeah, whatever. You mightn't believe it or not, but why don't you just tick a box and save your job?
Well, first of all, it would be dishonest for me to do that. I would be, and
Yeah,
lying is sinful. It would be sinful before God. And secondly, it's the same thing, isn't it? I do not believe it. And if we have no doctors...
Do you medically not believe it?
He
I
doesn't
medically not
believe
believe
it.
it. If we have no doctors or nurses with consciences anymore, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's true.
We have to be allowed to have a conscience when we work as doctors or nurses, even if we disagree with each other on some things.
What about somebody who has had the full transgender surgery and believes that they have changed their sex, maybe from male to female, female to male, and they are living as that person?
They have the right to
Would
tell
you
me
still not call them by the gender that they prefer?
They have the right to call themselves by whichever gender they wish, but as a Christian, I believe that gender is assigned at birth and that God made them male and female and that this cannot be changed.
Munroe, assigned at birth, you were assigned a gender at birth, but you believed that was the wrong gender, right? So Munroe, doctor, is the person she is today, but on, I presume, your birth certificate, it says you are a different gender.
Yes.
Yes. Now, doctor, do you have a problem with that? Munroe is comfortable in her own skin, who she is, what she is. Would you actually say to her, I don't recognise that?
Can I actually just say surgery doesn't actually have a bearing on how far someone is with their transition. You can be trans and have not even transitioned yet, and that's actually the most crucial point.
So the minute
when people
you
are their
decide,
most vulnerable and they need to be believed.
See, more this is where it becomes very complicated, very confusing, and actually I think perhaps makes it easier for the doctor, because he's actually saying if physically you are...
But that is his job to help people, and he's not doing his job by not helping people.
There's never been anybody that I've refused to help, ever, not once.
Well, we're talking potentially, aren't we?
So we have a situation here. Take Facebook, where we have 78 genders now, I'm told. Now, when gender becomes indeterminate, you can have 7 billion genders. Or you can decide, or you can believe that gender is assigned at birth. Now, if gender is assigned at birth, it follows automatically that gender cannot change. It cannot change. It's impossible.
Gender identity. You're confusing that with sex.
So you're talking medically and physically.
I'm talking medically and physically as well. It's recognised within medical practitioners that this is the process and this is how you help trans people. And this guy is saying, no, I'm not going to help people because I don't want to refer to them how they are because of my religious beliefs. If this is his religious beliefs, then he should not be in the field, and he was right to lose his job.
You can't write off Christianity or religion just like that.
I can. Any religion. I'm not writing off Christianity. I'm writing off religion if that's going to stop you from helping people. You're a public servant.
So
working for the NHS of taxpayers' money, you should be helping people, not using your own beliefs to play God, essentially.
If you remove everybody like me from the NHS, there'll be no NHS left.
I'm not talking. You can have your own. You can have your own beliefs, but don't impose that on other people.
Okay, but just
we have to have people with belief, and they have to be able to hold that belief.
Let's
say what that belief is in the NHS.
Let's talk about
I'm not saying that you can't be a
practicalities.
Christian. I'm talking about you imposing that and affecting people that are highly vulnerable and need your help.
Okay, they may be highly vulnerable. They may be in lots of...
First of all, it's talking about imposing belief on people. Isn't it the same thing they are also doing, trying to impose the belief that they are who they say they are on people that actually know they are not? She's not making it, or he's not making any point.
situations that they don't want to be in.
84% of young trans people are either self-harming or have attempted suicide.
What he's saying is, I suppose there has to be some order to things. And when you look back, I mean, how does genealogy continue? How do records be kept when someone...
We're talking about gender identity. We're not talking about biological sex.
What are you talking about? It's the same thing.
They're not the same, and that's widely accepted.
We're living in a gender-confused generation.
Very
our
confused.
Children in our schools are being moved into a gender confusion situation. Our parents need to stand up on this. Our parents need to defend their children. We are in a situation where we are completely changing the society in which we live.
But
we're not dealing with confusion.
Is that not just happening, David, that you can't stop it? That's just the world changing.
No, it's being driven.
Yeah, the world can't change, but you don't have to change
really.
Well, that's like something out of George Orwell's 94. This is the way it's always been, but it's not. Throughout history, find anywhere in Christian history other than today when any Christian believed this.
You can believe it.
No, you cannot.
You can believe it yourself, but don't impose that on other people.
Write off Christianity.
No, I'm not writing off Christianity. You can practice Christianity on your own time. You cannot be a public servant
from your point, where men and women do not have a conscience.
Yeah. This is purely
have a conscience to practice medicine.
No.
Okay.
You can have a conscience, but you also signed an practice of ethics.
This is
to
is this
serve
something
people and not just the ones you choose.
Munroe, please, is this based purely on a religious belief as opposed to a scientific
It's bigotry.
belief?
Thank you. By God, I cannot go along with that.
Well, it is. It's bigotry.
Thank you very much.
We'll give you the last word.
Sorry, I've lost the track. Is it science? I believe that science is very... I believe that when the science I studied at primary school on anatomy was very clear. The science I studied on genetics was very clear. Yes, but the anatomy hasn't changed and the genetics haven't changed.
Society has.
Bro, society has. So who cares? Okay, if everyone in society agrees to it that stealing is right, will it actually make it right? No. She's saying that the doctor should impose his beliefs on other people. Meanwhile, he's trying to impose his own belief that he's not a woman to other people. Doesn't make any sense. Believe what you believe. You believe you're a woman. Don't force it on other people to also believe that you are also a woman. Meanwhile, they know you are not, or meanwhile you are not. Simple as that. Man, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section. See you guys in the next video.